አፍሪካ እንደ አህጉር የተለያዩ የምጣኔ ሀብት ደረጃ ላይ ያሉ ሀገራት አላት። ግን እንደው ብንመለከት ተመሳሳይ ደረጃ ላይ ያሉ ሀገራት ያላቸው ችግሮች ተመሳሳይ ናቸው። በምጣኔ ሀብት ብንመለከት የዋጋ ግሽበት፣ የኑሮ ደረጃ ልንል እንችላለን፣ የስራ አጥነት አንኤምፕሎይመንት፣ እነዚህ ልናነሳ እንችላለን። በአጠቃላይ ደግሞ እንደ አህጉር የኮንሰርን የሚያደርጓት ወይንም ጥያቄ ውስጥ የሚከቷት አንዳንድ ነገሮች አሉ። ከዚህም መካከል አንደኛው የኃይል ማነስ ወይንም የኃይል አቅርቦትን መቆራረጥ ሊሆን ይችላል። ሆኖም ግን እንደው ኃይል የሚቆራረጥበት የተለያየ ምክንያት ቢኖርም ኤፊሽንትሊ ወይንም በጣም ትክክለኛ ወይም ውጤታማ በሆነ መልኩ የምናመነጨውን ኃይልስ እየተጠቀምንበት ነው የሚለው ጥያቄ ሌላ ነው። ዛሬ እንግዲህ ያለሁት አፍሪካ ህብረት ላይ የአፍሪካ ኤነርጂ ኤፊሽንሲ ኮንፈረንስ ሲሆን ይህም ኮንፈረንስ ዓላማ አድርጎ የተነሳው የአፍሪካ እንደ አህጉር የምታመርታቸው ወይም የምታመርተውን የኃይል መጠን እንዴት ነው በጣም በተሻለ መንገድ ውጤታማ በሆነ መንገድ መጠቀም ያለብን የሚሉ ስልታዊ ስምምነቶችን፣ ውይይቶችን ለማድረግ የተለያዩ አይነት መንግስታዊና መንግስታዊ ያልሆኑ የባለድርሻ አካላት ተሰብስበውበት ይገኛል። የአፍሪካ አህጉር በአጠቃላይ በአመት ከምታመርተው የኃይል መጠን 15 ወይም እስከ 16 በመቶ የሚያክለው በዝውውር ላይ በማከፋፈል እና የስብስብ ክፍተቶች ላይ ያ ነገር ይባክናል። ይህም ደግሞ ሲባል እንግዲህ እንደ በአሜሪካን ዶላር በገንዘብ መጠን ብናየው $5 ቢሊዮን አኑዌሊ እንከስራለን ማለት ነው። $5 ቢሊዮን አኑዌሊ ወይም በአመት ስናጣ ይሄ የአጠቃላይ የአህጉሯ ቁጥር ሲሆን ሰብሳሃራን የምንላቸው ወይም ሰብሳሃራ ኢትዮጵያ የምትገኝበት ሰብሳሃራን አፍሪካ ላይ ደግሞ ሲሆን 24 በመቶ ድረስ ይደርሳል። ይሄም ስናየው እንግዲህ እንደ ግብ ከተያዘው ኤነርጂ ኤፊሽንሲ የምንለው ወይንም ትክክለኛ ወይንም በጣም የተሻለ የኃይል አጠቃቀምን ከተቀመጠው ግብ አንጻር ከፍ ያለ ነው። ለምን 14 በመቶ እንዲሆን እየተሰራ ነው የሚለው ነገር ስለተቀመጠ። በአጠቃላይ ደግሞ የአፍሪካ አህጉርን ብቻ ሳይሆን ስንመለከት ዓለም ላይ ያሉ እያደጉ ያሉ ሀገራትም ጋር ሲነጻጸር የአፍሪካ የሚበልጥበት ወይንም ከፍ የሚልበት ሁኔታ ነው ያለው። ያደጉ ሀገራትን ስንመለከት ደግሞ በጣም ክፍተት የሚፈጠርበት ነው። የአሜሪካን እንደ ምሳሌ ብናይ 5 በመቶ የሚሆነው ብቻ የሚመረተው ኃይል መጠን ነው የሚባክነው ዱሪንግ ማለት ነው። እነዛ ሶስት ነገሮች እንዳልኩት ትራንስሚሽን የማስተላለፍ ላይ፣ ዲስትሪቢዩሽን የማከፋፈል እና ደግሞ ኮሌክሽን ኢንኤፊሽንሲስ የሚባሉት ወይንም ሲሰበሰቡ ያለው ወይም ኃይል ሲሰበሰብ ያሉ ክፍተቶች ጋፖች ላይ ማለት ነው። በአጠቃላይ እንግዲህ የአንድ ኃይል መጠን ባከነ ስንል በሁለት መንገድ ነው የሚሆነው። በቴክኒክ እና ደግሞ ቴክኒካል ባልሆነ ብለው ይከፍሉታል ባለሙያዎች። እኛም ሀገር ላይ እንግዲህ ስንመለከት ኢትዮጵያ የምታመርተው የኃይል መጠን ሲኖር ያ የኃይል መጠን ላይ ደግሞ የሚባክኑ እስከ 14 በመቶ በአማካይ ይባላል 14 በመቶ ድረስ የሚባክንበት ጊዜ አለ። ይህም ደግሞ ትልቅ ኪሳራን የሚያስከትል ከዛም ጎን ለጎን ደግሞ ኪሳራ ብቻ ሳይሆን ይሄ የኃይል መጠን ስራ ላይ ቢውል ኖሮ ምን ያህል የኢትዮጵያ ገጠር ሀገሮች መብራት ሊያገኙ ይችላሉ ወይንም የኛ ራሱ ከተማ ላይ የሚኖረው የኃይል መቆራረጥ በተሻለ መንገድ ማኔጅ ሊደረግ ወይም ማስተዳደር ይቻላል የሚለውን ነገር እንድጠይቅ ያደርገናል። ዛሬ የሚገኘው እንግዲህ የአፍሪካ ህብረት ውስጥ እየተካሄደ ያለው የመጀመሪያው የአፍሪካ ኤነርጂ ኤፊሽንሲ ኮንፈረንስ ላይ ሲሆን የተለያዩ ባለድርሻ አካላት ተሰብስበው አፍሪካ ላይ ያለው የኃይል አጠቃቀም በተሻለ እንዲሆን ምን መደረግ አለበት፣ ችግሮችስ ምንድናቸው፣ ከዚህም ጎን ለጎን ደግሞ ስልታዊ አጋርነትን ወይንም የመግባቢያ ሰነዶችን ምን እንችላለን ተወያይተውባቸው እንደ መፍትሄ ሀሳቦች የሚያስቀምጡበት ሁነት ላይ ነው። ዞር ዞር ብዬ እንግዲህ እንዴት እንደሆነ ኢቨንቱ ከዛም ደግሞ ጎን ለጎን ትልልቅ ኤግዚኪዩቲቭ ዲሬክተሩን ጨምሮ የማደርገው ቃለ መጠይቅ ይኖራል። አብራችሁን ቆዩ። Please introduce yourself and what are you doing here?
So my name is Emmanuel Aziebo. I'm the regional director for an organization called CLASP. CLASP is a non-profit that is headquartered in the US, and our focus is on how can we make appliances more efficient and make sure people, businesses have access to these efficient appliances for productivity in their normal everyday activities.
Okay. Today we're here at the African Union. This is the first edition of the African Energy Efficiency Conference. Congratulations on putting together this event with your other partners, first and foremost. What is the objective of this event and why efficient use of energy?
So thank you very much. We are very grateful to Amharic of the AU for being able to put this together, put all these partnerships together. The issue of energy efficiency, especially in Africa, is very critical. In Africa, most of the things that governments are concerned about, job creation, economic development, but when you look at it, all this requires investment.
Yes.
And for investment requires money.
Yeah.
The narrative we are saying is that if we implement enough efficiency policies, it makes sure that we have a lot of savings at the treasury, at the national level, that we can now invest into, let's say, the productive areas, job creation, all of that. And it is very important that AU member states are present in this conference to elevate this conversation.
Yeah.
And that is the key importance of this particular conference.
So, like, when I was doing some research about, efficient energy utilization, I read somewhere that like around 15 to 17% of energy generated in Africa is lost during transmission, collection inefficiencies, and then distribution. So if you can curb that to a model, or if you can curb that to a low amount, what are the benefits for economic growth? As you said, job creation, all kinds of problems in resolving those issues.
So energy efficiency, let's start from the household level.
Yeah.
It's like a cash back to the user.
Yeah.
Let's look at meat-meat-ad.
Okay.
In Ethiopia for making like injera and everything, right?
Yeah.
If we can make injera more, meat-meat-ad more efficient, what happens is that the consumer uses less energy, buys less energy, saves more, and this money could be used to what? To do something at the house level, education, healthcare, and all of that. That is at the household level. If we elevate that to the national level, if we prove efficiency, cut down the losses, let's say the Ministry of Finance, in this case, do not have to invest in all the generation capacity. That savings could now be invested in all the developmental projects that the ministry or the government of Ethiopia wants to be involved in, the roads, the schools, the hospitals that we need. So that is a critical advantage or savings benefit that efficiency gains could bring not to the household level only, but also at the national level.
And now we're here, like reading about the agendas, strategic partnerships, dialogues are being held between different, public and private stakeholders. So I have a twofold question for you. One is, what is the importance, or like what benefits will Ethiopia get from, this continental integration, as it is the second most population nation in the country, in the continent as well? That's the first part. What are the benefits from the continental integration? The second, what roles can, PPP, like public and private partnerships or models, play in efficiently developing tactics and policies?
So Ethiopia is a very important powerhouse in the electricity power systems in the East African region. If you look at the grid, we supply this energy to some of the other regional countries. So if Ethiopia champions energy efficiency and renewable energy, other countries within the region could copy, could take leadership from Ethiopia. So this is very important. That's one of the opportunities for the government of Ethiopia to champion. And we are very lucky that Amharic and the AU is right here. So being close to the opportunities is very key.
And this is where like the integration could actually
take place.
This is where
the integration
can
happen. Right here.
Definitely. Yes. So how about the public-private partnerships are very crucial in any undertaking we do. It could be infrastructure, it could be, pharmaceuticals, education, in what have you. So in energy efficiency, what kind of roles could be this public-private partnerships be modeled on?
So when you look at some of these private-public partnerships, we have a terminology we call best available technology. These are technologies that are being manufactured by private companies. By being able to work together with, let's say, the government, these manufacturers can bring into the country these best available technologies, more efficient technologies, work together with government entities to introduce these to replace the less efficient technologies. That is one area. The other area is local manufacturing.
Okay.
For Africa, I think one of the key areas of opportunity that we need to look at is how can we intensify local manufacturing assembly? And this is one key area that we can work with the private companies. The third area I'll mention is about technology transfer. Trainings, new knowledge, new research, new innovation that is out there. We need to bring this to our African continent and stakeholders, and also assimilate this as part of our economic development.
That's great. So what possible outcomes are you expecting from this first edition of the conference?
So I'm expecting to meet new partners who are working in this particular space, to be able to meet government partners that we can provide capacity support to as a part of our organizational mandate. And overall, we hope that the next time this conference is organized, we'll be able to have measurable gains around the efficiency, especially for the continent.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for your time.
Thank you.
Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please introduce yourself and your status.
Hello, my name is Lanre Shashore. I'm Senior Advisor at Sustainable Energy for All.
Okay. So how do you guarantee or maintain sustainable energy for all in your policy and devising different kinds of tactics? Sustainable energy what is the concept of sustainable energy, if you can tell me?
I mean, well, it's really energy that can regenerate itself, that supports the climate, that is not harmful to people or the planet.
Okay. For instance, a developing country like Ethiopia, what kind of corrective policies or measurements can we take to probably guarantee our cities, our households of sustainable energy?
Oh gosh, there's so much that can be done, and I think Ethiopia is already well on its way.
Nice.
With the launch of the GERD, the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam a few months ago. That's 5,000 megawatts of hydropower.
Yes.
Which is renewable energy on its own, which is clean. And coupled with that, I also know that there's also a policy on electric vehicles as well in Ethiopia. I think there's already a ban in place for the import of fossil fuel based vehicles. I think also in addition to that, from what I can tell, there's also quite a great deal of work being done in building policy as well, to ensure that buildings are also energy efficient, to make sure that energy is conserved and optimally used. So there's a great deal that's already been done, I think, in Ethiopia to address sustainable energy and to mitigate the impact of climate change. And I think we're well on our way.
How about this kind of events? This kind of events have the objective of creating strategic partnerships between African countries to have that efficient energy resolutions, as you said, sustainable energy for all as well. What are the benefits of this kind of energies?
Of these types of events?
It's a conference, yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the first time we've had an energy efficiency conference in Africa.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a big deal because because we have countries on the continent coming together to discuss this issue, to take the initiative to address energy efficiency from the policy perspective, from the actions to be taken, the implementation activities to be undertaken to achieve energy efficiency and to bring member states together around this issue. So it's important, I think. So it's not something that we're being forced to engage with or implement.
It's actually a good thing that we're being part of.
And it's led by the African Union, by the African Energy Commission, and it's hosted by Ethiopia.
Thank you so much for your time.
It is in this spirit that we launched the Africa Energy Efficiency Alliance, a powerful platform designed to strengthen advocacy, mobilize finance, accelerate technology transfer, and support member states in implementing energy efficiency policies and standards.
Sir, please introduce yourself and your position.
Okay, I'm Rashid Abdullah. I'm Executive Director of African Energy Commission, which is called AFREC, one of the specialized agencies of African Union. Our mandate mainly on energy. We are supporting our member state in developing policy strategy action plan based on the continental or regional or even national priority. We are working on energy statistics, capacity building, and technical support.
Africa as a continent is predominantly agrarian economy, and especially when you come to Ethiopia as well. So manufacturing industries or like manufacturing-led economies are growing to a certain point nowadays. How can efficient energy utilization enhance the manufacturing industries and also give a push on our export products after semi-finished products and not just our natural resources?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. It is a very big question, in fact.
I can
and
imagine.
actually it is the topic of the day.
Okay.
So for any development, we need industrialization. And if we need industrialization, that means we need to have a manufacturing facility in different African country in different products.
Yes.
And we cannot do that without energy. So we need energy, and we need energy in massive way. We are in the continent now 50% without access to the electricity.
Yeah.
We don't yet move to the energy for productivity.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of work we need to do to make sure all our member states, our people, they have energy for household use, but most importantly for production.
Yes.
Being agriculture, being industry, being everything.
In any economic sector.
In any so if we need to have efficient manufacturing, we need to use also energy efficiently, even in the manufacturing. And this is the reason our Africa Energy Efficiency Program, approved by our head of state, consider all productive sectors: industry, transport, agriculture, service, household. So without going to why the energy is important, we say we need energy in massive way and we need energy in efficient way. And this is the reason we try to advance the energy efficiency, so that when we develop our energy system, we make sure that it is in efficient way, so that our product, it will be more competitive when it is come to the cost.
That's great. So looking at policy reforms, when you're looking at policy reforms, what can developing countries like Ethiopia and even parts of Africa do to like that policy reform for the efficient utilization of energy?
So when we talk about the policy reform, we have different aspects. Of course, our energy sector in all Africa, we need transformation.
Okay.
First of all, is the internal need for reach 100% access to our people. The second point, which is make transformation is important, the climate change commitments. So now we are looking to how we transform the energy sector in Africa, considering feeding the growing demand of our population, but in the same time to be in the same line with the global commitment to the climate change, so that we keep ourselves climate resilient, zero emission for our system. And for that reason, I think our principal head of state, they approve Africa position on just energy transition and energy access, because energy access for us is important. So we, as the African Union, we put the principle, and we are working with the member states to implement this principle, including the single electricity market, energy efficiency program, and all others, be the project, and all others this initiative. If it is come together and we put all our effort, I believe that we can have that transformation that we need.
That's great. One final question, sir. So, you know, different kinds of areas have different needs for power. So in rural areas, most importantly, that's where electrification is much more necessary. And you have, you know, small and medium enterprises that are like really operating to, you know, make use of energy to help the people that are living in the rural areas. Are there any programs or are there any projects designed specifically for rural area SMEs? And if so, what are their objectives?
So, I'm sure there are so many programs looking for this rural area.
Okay.
As in terms of the national level, we see many countries like Kenya, they have a breakthrough in rural electrifications and mini grids. And we have at the continental level, we are driving a program in Africa for mini grid capacity building. And we are seeing there are some booming in any different country. They are having very comprehensive program and activity to make sure that the electrification for rural area, it is achieved, and only can achieve through mini grid, and not only electricity, but also clean cooking. Because
efficient use.
so we have 1 billion people without access to clean cooking facilities and fuel. And we have in Africa, we are running a very comprehensive program also in Africa Clean Cooking Program to make sure to support countries to have a sufficient policy and strategy and rules to make sure that all our people in rural areas, they have access to electricity, but most important also to clean cooking.
To be energy conscious and climate resilient.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your
Thank
time,
you very
sir.
much. Thank you.
የዛሬው ሃሽታግ ሽቀላ ይመስል ነበር። አስተያየትና ምልከታዎቻችሁን በ88 ላኩልን። በሚቀጥለው ሳምንት እስከምንገናኝ መልካም ጊዜ